As coronavirus cases continue to multiply across the whole world and schools being shut down, more and more parents are finding themselves with an unexpected and challenging new job title: teacher. While this notion can be intimidating to many of them, there are a few steps we could follow to make sure that our children's education is not being compromised due to this pandemic. These are 5 points you need to consider when your child starts learning from home during school closures. Number 1. Parent versus teacher. One of the most common homeschooling challenges deals with the change in the role from a parent to a teacher. For example, while mom can be playful, cuddly, and fun, teacher mom needs to ensure the children are paying attention and following through with their schoolwork. This is a delicate balance that many parents find challenging with homeschooling. To make this happen, you have to put more of your time and effort getting to know your child's curriculum, learning habits, and interests. The important thing is to focus on learning rather than teaching. However, if you're planning to homeschool temporarily, then you might want to consider the most straightforward and easiest to implement homeschooling methods. For example, there are many online homeschooling curricula out there that enable you to subscribe monthly and get started within a few days. You have to establish a few ground rules based on all the information you have and make it clear to your child. The main objective of doing so is to remind your child that they are not on a holiday, but it's only a phase and it'll pass. Number 2. Set up a learning space and a specific time for learning. This is one of the most important aspects of homeschooling, yet can turn out to be a very challenging one. Since every child is unique in their own way, a perfect solution for this might be hard to find. There are a few obvious factors such as dressing up properly for learning and keeping all sources of distractions away from both yourself and your child. However, there are a few questions you can ask yourself as a parent to figure out what might be the most productive learning space for your child. Is your child comfortable sitting for longer time periods, or are they prone to moving around? Does your child prefer quiet places for studying and learning? Or do they like ambient noise, music, or a mix of things depending on what learning is taking place? What about colors, art, posters? What kind of things does your child like to see? What images do they find exciting, inspirational, or motivating? Light. Does your child prefer lots of natural light? Or do they like a more secluded space away from distractions? How crowded will their workspace be? Does your child need everything close at hand, or do they prefer a cleaner workspace with access to things they need nearby? Some kids like to be surrounded by their work and pets, while other kids do not. Alternatively, if your child enjoys more creative activities, they love to dream, think, wonder, and explore, then whiteboards, drawing paper, and a larger and more personal desk and learning space will be better. Answers to these questions would give you a better understanding about the perfect learning space and time you could set up for your child to ensure maximum productivity. Number 3. Personalized timetable according to your child's learning styles. Depending on the school curriculum and your child's proficiency in each subject, you have to create a customized timetable for learning. If your child is struggling with a subject or a specific concept, you do not need to skip it and move on. Instead, you can work with your child until he or she has mastered the material. Likewise, if your child is ready to move on, you do not need to waste time on redundant or repetitive lessons. It's important to give your child the freedom to choose how they learn, how long they need to focus on each subject until they feel they have understood the concept. However, you have to make sure they have done that right by being their teacher, not their parent, as I mentioned in my first tip. You might need to fine-tune the schedule if your child already has an online plan from the school he or she is supposed to go through. Number 4. Rest, nutrition, and recreation. it's very important not to push your child too much. Proper nutrition, adequate rest periods, and recreational activities in between learning times are very important during the short-term homeschooling period. If your child has been going to school for a while now, social distancing and being indoors for prolonged periods of time can be a bit hard on them. But overscheduling and overcommitment can make for tired children and burnt out parents. It's your responsibility as a parent to take this into consideration and build a learning schedule accordingly. Make sure proper meals, rest times, and recreational activities are in place so that your child would actually start enjoying the whole process. However, you can also assign 30 minutes to do household chores in between learning sessions few times a week. Since staying home is the recommended option, it would be a good idea to take part in some sort of family exercise to ensure everyone in the family is staying healthy and optimistic during these times. You might be the best parent, but being a great teacher may not be one of your strong suits. So make sure you connect with your child while he's going through this experience together and get to know him or her better. Number 5. Online communities and forums. Join online communities and talk to teachers and other parents so that you can keep yourself updated on the strategies to fine-tune your child's learning plan. You're not the only one here. There are millions of parents around the whole world who is going through this exact same situation. There are a lot of information available for parents from teachers and other professional educators online to help you with this journey. Moreover, we can use social media such as Facebook communities to share our experience and listen to other parents' experiences and learn from them. As a parent, this new task can be daunting and exhausting at times, especially during these uncertain times. Discussing and sharing it with others could give you new ideas and strategies to help you figure out your child's talents, abilities, and passion and help them get through this. It goes without saying that we are all under a lot of pressure from the events that's been happening around us lately. And sometimes you might find it too much to juggle between homeschooling, work, and everything else that's going on in your life. Don't be too hard on yourself. The whole point of this video is to equip you with tools to simplify the task so that everything outside learning hours would go smoothly for everyone in the family. First few days could be hard to manage like any other changes that happen in our lives. It's totally understandable. But it's your responsibility as a parent to ensure this is not going to affect your child's personal and intellectual growth. Reassure your children, connect with them, and help them face this crisis together. After all, they are our future.